Hi everybody, it's Catherine, and my project today is using Cheers and Sips bundle that is going to be back in stock the week of the 14th, which is really next week. So if you're looking to get this, if you don't have it yet, it's going to be back in stock next week. I'm also using the textured note dies and the 1 3/4 inch circle punch. Alright, now my box measures 2 3/4 by 4 by 2. I put the ribbon underneath the DSP this time just for a little change. Okay, and inside I have a mini Stanley, which I didn't decorate yet, but this was the last color left at Michael's, but I really wanted it, so I figured I would put something on there. It comes with the straw, and I also put in some of these little drink umbrellas because I thought that would be a cute little idea. Alright, so what we need for this project is a piece of Daffodil Delight that is 8.5 by 11, whole thing. Some basic white for stamping. We need a strip of strawberry slush for stamping. I'm using this Celebratory SIPS DSP. We need one piece, but you could put 2 pieces if you wanted to put one inside. I didn't do that. That is 2.5 by 3 3/4. One piece that is 1 1/4 by 3 3/4. 2 that are 1 3/4 by 3 3/4, and two that are 2.5 by 1 3/4. All of that measurements will be on my blog that is linked below. Out of the same DSP, I used the textured note dies to cut a 1 3/4 by 3 1/4 rectangle, and then I cut one out of Daffodil Delight that is 1 7/8 by 3 3/8. Okay, so those will nest. Alright, let me get my Simply Scored. And we'll start on the 11-inch side. Score at 2 3/4, 4 3/4, 7.5, and 9.5. Turn it to the 8.5-inch side and score at 1/4, 2 1/4, 6 1/4, and 8 1/4. Alright, now fold and burnish all your score lines. Alright, how we're going to start this is the 1/4 inch strips are on the top and the bottom, and there's a 1 1/2 inch strip over here, 2 3/4 strip over here. Alright, so that's how we're going to start, and this is what we're going to do. Alright. Come over here, go to the first score line, cut it to the second score line, and take off those 2 pieces. Go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line. Now, including this, take off another 1/2 inch. Okay. And then wedge that rectangle. Okay, so it doesn't have to be exact what you take off the bottom. Alright. Okay. Go to the next 2 score lines and cut them to the second score line. Leave this one alone. This one, we're going to take off some off the bottom and then wedge that rectangle. Alright, we're going to take these 2 pieces off. right, and that's our bottom, or our top, I'm not sure, but for now. All right, now we're going to start over here when we flip it to the other long side. Go to the first score line, cut it to the second score line, and take these two pieces off. Okay, go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, take off some of that piece, and wedge the rectangle that's left. Go to the next two score lines and cut them to the second score line. Take off a little bit of this square and the rectangle, and then wedge this that's left. All right, now we're going to take these two pieces off. All right, and that's what your cardstock should look like when you're done. All right, let's start over here. We're going to put glue on these two tabs, and we're going to take the score line of the tab and match it to that rectangle. Okay. All right, and now we're going to go up to these two tabs and attach it to the other side of the same rectangle. It's a pretty big box. You don't have to put what I did in it, of course, so it would fit a bunch of stuff. All right, and you put these 1/4 inch pieces in, and it'll close just like that. All right, now what I don't usually do is I don't usually put my ribbon on right away, but I want to just because I'm going to be putting the ribbon on underneath. Now you don't have to, you can have totally have it on the outside, but I'm going to do it this time on the inside. All right, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just to hold it down. Make sure it's in the middle. Okay, and then we're going to put the largest piece of DSP right on top. Okay, and now it's going to go down the back here. So I'm going to just put a little bit of glue on the ribbon there. You could use Stampin Seal Plus if you want. And then I'm going to put one of the side pieces right on there. Okay, the bottom I'm just going to let be. And then we'll put it on this side. Make sure we know. I'm going to put a little bit of glue. Right there. And this is the last one we're going to put the ribbon under. I'm going to put the side piece on. Okay, and then this other skinnier than the side piece goes on top there. And then these two side pieces will go there and there. Okay, and now let's let that dry a bit. All right, now we need our piece of strawberry slush and some basic white. But let's do the strawberry slush first, and I'm just going to stamp the outline of the glass. Now you can't really see it that much, it just looks a little darker, so you don't have to if you want to, or you could do it in black, tuxedo black, but I tried it in tuxedo black. I didn't really love it. All right, and now from the dies we're going to put the outline on, and some people do this separate, I just do it together. I'll stamp attach the entire thing, and then I'm going to cut this out. All right, now we need some Tuxedo Black Ink, and we're going to do the umbrella. Okay, and then the Daffodil Delight, we're going to do this is a stirring stick, but we don't really see the top anyway. Okay, and then for the sentiment, I'm going to use Old Olive, and I put these all together, to you, then there's the line, and let's celebrate. So to you, like a toast. And I'm going to put this right at the bottom of my paper. All right, and then I'm going to get my 1 3/4 inch circle punch, and I'm going to go right above the to you, try to center it, and cut it out like that, and then we'll cut the sides off later when we need it. All right, now let's color our umbrella. All right, I'm using light strawberry slush, dark pumpkin pie, and light Daffodil Delight. So first I'm gonna do these sides with the light Daffodil Delight. And with the dark pumpkin pie, no, peach pie. If I said pumpkin pie, that's wrong. This is peach pie. I'm going to do the top of the umbrella and these two. Okay, and the middle one, I'm going to use the light strawberry slush. Okay. Missed this one. All right, now let's get, where did I go here? Some of the Stampin Seal Plus, and I'm going to put it on the back of my glass at the top, and then I'm going to have this kind of slant that way right there, and then I'm just going to put some glue on that twizzle on the stick. And kind of put my shrink umbrella just like that. Now we need our 2 rectangles, and I'm going to put the DSP one over the Daffodil Delight one. Okay. Now we need some dimensionals. We'll put them on the back of our drink. Okay. And I'm gonna place this down. Try to get it in the middle. Okay. Now we need our box. I'm just gonna tie. And put some more dimensionals on our rectangle. And center this right on the top. It's thundering out. It's gonna pour any second. Okay. We're gonna have our sentiment here. And all I'm going to do is cut it straight on the edges, right next to the edges of the bottom sentiment. And then we have that fun shape. And I think I'm also going to cut the bottom part off too. All right. Now put some Stampin' Seal Plus on here. And I'm going to, which way is it? To you. So this side. I'm gonna just kind of put a bow. And then we're going to put a dimensional on the side that has the beginning of the sentiment. Give it a little extra on that. And a little bit of glue on this side. And I'm just going to have this right there. Okay, then for the final touch, I'm going to get some of the 25 to 27 in color flat pearls, and I'm going to use the Darling Duckling ones. And I'm going to put a large right there and a small right there. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. All my info is below. Please subscribe and hit the like button, and I will see you next time. Bye.